Okay guys, this is the tutorial for the Waterfall. This one I did a walkthrough on the other day with the waterfall pages in it. I had several people ask me for a tutorial, so that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing you need is a piece of 8.5 by 11. I'm using the craft cardstock. I don't know if this came from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but nonetheless, this is a real coarse cardstock. It's really heavy duty, and it holds up well for your foundation. So you want to score it 2 inches with 11 at the top and 3 inches. Then it's 7 excuse me, 7 1/4 and 8 1/4. Get it in the groove there. And because this paper is so thick, I like to go over to the other side and give it a score as well. 2, 3, 7 1/4, and 8 1/4. Now I'm going to lay this aside before I score on these 4 lines. I like to do all my edges with my ink and then cut my pieces while it's flat. It's just easier. So I'll lay this aside. For our pockets, I'm using these envelopes, Paper Studio. There's 25 to a pack, and they're the number 9 number 9 envelopes, 8 3/4 by 3.875. And I always wait till they're half off, and you get a package of 25 for $2.50. So that's a bargain. So we're going to need 4 envelopes, and I already cut mine. Because this is such coarse paper, it's really hard on the trimmers with the little blades in them. So I use the big guillotine to cut this heavy stuff. And it won't fit on this table, it's too big. But anyway, this is your full-size envelope, and you're going to turn it over, and you're going to cut it off to get a straight edge past this little, see how it's kind of curved there? You want to cut just past that so you get a straight line. And then turn it around and measure from your straight edge to 7 1/2. You want these pieces to be 7 1/2 once they're cut. And then you will have an open pocket, like this. An open tube, and we're going to score each one of these at a 1/2 inch. I'm going to turn it over again and do the same thing on the other side. Oop, it slipped. Okay, and then on each one of them, once you've scored it, you don't need both thicknesses to turn out to burnish. You just need one thickness for your hinge. So we're going to cut the back side off. Just slip your scissors in there and cut it on the side seam. I need to clean my scissors. I was using them last night. I had to dye. You can see my fingers are probably still kind of bluish looking. I was dyeing some cording to make some tassels for a swap that I'm doing, because I needed to get that in the mail pretty soon. So I was dyeing the cording, and I made my tassels this morning, so I'm still a little bit blue. Make sure I get all the scored edge off so I don't have a blip there. And then when you fold it under and burnish it, make sure that you don't have any overhang. And that one's good. So we'll do the same thing with all 4 of them, and I'll finish these 3 off camera so you don't have to watch that. Then for the inserts, we need, excuse me, we need them to be the length of the inside. So if we cut off this edge, let me cut it off real quick and I'll show you. It'll be easier to show you than just tell you. Okay, this is 1 full envelope. 1, 2. Okay, make sure I don't cut the wrong thing. This will be 1 insert. You want it to be the inside length, so it needs to be approximately 7 inches, 7 1/4. I'm gonna cut it at 7 1/4. Okay, now we've got a 7 1/4 inch tube, and you're just going to take just the edge off of this one. Let me do that. Doing a video. Oh goodness, you got packages like crazy. Okay, so when you cut off that bottom edge, you'll open it up like this, and that'll be your double insert. So we need 2 of these. Okay, hold on and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had deliveries arrive and I was excited to see what it was. I had to go look real quick, but it wasn't what I was hoping for, so maybe tomorrow. But anyway, to recap on our inserts, you're going to need 3 of the full-size envelopes. You're going to cut off this end and this end, leaving 7 1/4 on the center. That'll be the length of your insert. Then on 2 of them, you're going to cut 1 of the folded edges off so that you have a folded piece like this. Well, I don't have enough fingernails. And this will be your double inserts. You'll have 2 of those. And then on the last one, you're going to do the same thing on the ends. Let's hope this cutting blade is good enough that I can use this one up here. Let's cut this one off at the flap to get a straight edge. This paper is hard on these little paper cutter blades because it's so thick. We need it to be 7 1/4, so we'll cut it there. That's a scoring blade, we don't want that. And then we're going to take just a smidge off both sides. Instead of just one side, we're going to get both sides this time. That'll open up that side, and just a bit more. Oops, too much. Just enough to open it up. Okay, and that will give you 2 single pieces for your 2 single inserts. Okay? So we got through that. Okay, now for our little flaps. I kind of lost control of the total number of envelopes that I needed because I think you need 3 to 4 for your flaps, but I'm not positive. But you definitely need 4 for the pages and 3 for the inserts. The first flap, which is this page, these 2 flaps here, these are 5 3/4 by, the top one's 3 3/4 and the bottom one's 2 1/4. So we need to cut this envelope off at 5, oops, I almost dropped that on the floor. We need to cut this envelope off at 5 3/4 in length. What did I do, lock it? I did, yes I did. 5 3/4. Hope this blade holds up because it's the last one I got. Okay, and it needs to be 3 3/4 for the top one, so we'll cut through both thicknesses. Well, that doesn't look straight, does it? 5 3/4. Oh, 3/4. I don't think it is quite straight. Okay, that's better. I didn't think that looked straight. Once I turned it around, I was like, ugh. Okay, 3 3/4 for the top piece. Oh, I don't want it like that. Yes, I do. Let me see. Let's measure it. I don't want to waste a whole envelope. I think I cut this one by hand to save an envelope. Let's see. Three 3/4. That's exactly 3 3/4. So we'll just have to cut that one open. Sometimes if you don't, you have to have a hard time recreating your steps. Okay, so we're just going to take the edge off of that one. That's 3 3/4, and we're going to trim it off here and leave a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put this fold on the 1/2 inch line. So we have our piece to tuck under. So that'll be the top flap on one of them, like that. So that'll be the top. Let's see how wide this one is. We need it to be 2 3/4. No, 2 1/4, so 2 3/4, so that we can score it. So we'll cut it off at 2 3/4, and then we'll score to the 1/2. And we're going to score to the 1/2 inch. Kind of hard to. Sounds like the grandson's come home for lunch. Okay, doing a video, babe. So that'll be the top piece, and this will be the bottom piece once it's scored, which we can go ahead and do that right now. Okay, page 2. What do I have on page 2? I have to go back and check myself. Page 2 is the pocket, the one that had the pocket on it. It is okay. It says we need it to be 6 inches long. What is this one? Oh, those are my inserts. Okay, so let's get another envelope out. So that was one for the flaps. This will be the second one. And have those ends just 6 inches long. Okay. I wrote down 6 inches long, but it's only 5 1/4. So we're going to take off both ends. I'll do it at 6 like I wrote down. I can always trim it. Save this piece for one of the little pockets that I had staggered towards the back. Like this one's not deep enough really to do anything with, but this one here is. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut down the center. These little suckers are hard to get open sometimes. I just don't have enough fingernails. Here we go. We're going to cut down this center seam on the back where the envelope's glued together. Okay. Okay. This. Yeah, I don't like it that long. This is going to make your flap that had the little pocket here. This one. Let me open it. It makes that little flap. So we're going to open it. I wrote down to cut it 6 in length, but when I measure the one I've got on there, it's 5 1/4. So if we need to trim it, we'll trim it later, but I don't want to cut it at 5 1/4 and then find out I changed my mind and forgot to write it down, because I do stuff like that. So there's that one. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And that will be our hinge for that one. Okay. And on that, we can trim these two little sections away, because the center section will be our hinge that turns under. So, and you can just slightly miter it just a hair. Okay, that's page 2. Page 3 has the 2 little staggered pockets on it. This will be 1. And I don't think I have a cutoff piece deep enough yet for number 2, but I will have. So we'll hold on to that for page 3. Yes, we will have, because we need one more envelope. So this will be our 3rd one for our inserts. So that's a total of 10 envelopes to make this album. Okay, so we are going to cut back to the trimmer again. Going to cut this one off. Oh, crumb. Why did I do that? Oh, well. I wish I'd have, you know what, I'll save this for the next album. I wish I hadn't cut that end, but it's okay. I can always use it later. for my second little envelope or pouch is 1 3/4. We're going to take the first 1 3/4 off the bottom of this to be the other pocket for this. 1 3/4. So there's that pocket. And then our little half page, it's on the very back, is 4 inches. So that's all we need to do is trim 4 1/2. So we have a turn under. And then we will score. And I'd rather do it on this side. It's easier when you're right-handed to do it over here than it is to cross your hands, at least for me. So there's that one. And then we'll trim this off like we did. Whoop, missed my line. This heavy paper sometimes does that. And then we'll trim this off here like we did the first few pages, so that we've just got a single thickness to turn under. And we'll cut it on the score line. Straighten this out a little bit. It's hard to get your scissors in there when you first get started. It's ornery. Just a little bit of trim in there. There we go. And then we get ready to put it together. We'll just run a tiny bead of glue right in there to seal that up. Okay. And then that'll be our last pocket. Left a little nub of paper there. Okay. I'll finish doing all my scoring and get these pockets ready, and then I'll be back with you, okay? Okay guys, this is where we stand. We have our 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 single inserts cut. We have 2 double inserts cut. And then we have all our page flaps cut. So the next step is to ink all of these edges and cut our designer paper. I will do that off of camera to save time, and we'll put it together on camera. This is the paper I have chosen. It's called 1 Lump or 2, and it's a digital paper that I got from Snap Click Supply. I thought it was real pretty cherry colors. I printed 2 of the plaid. I've printed some solids with some tabs and things that I want to use. Some leaves and flowers. I just wanted to make it different than the other one. I thought that was really pretty for the cover. And then I just did a half a page of those 2. This one's a chevron, and that's a little teddy bear with teacups. And then this one and the next one, I thought I was getting a little heavy on the pink, so I wanted some more teal, and I found this one on another digital program, and it was I think it was called Sweet Flowers or something like that, but it's also from Snap Click Supply. And then they had these ledger papers, which I thought would be really cute for the journaling squares because the colors were the same. So that's what I'll be cutting out to do my designer paper, and I'll be back with you and we'll put this together. It'll come together in no time at all. Okay, see you soon. Okay everybody, I think we're ready to put our pages together. I have cut out all my pieces, and I'm going to lay the outside part of the folder aside. I've got it cut out as well. I cut out the pieces for the pages, and we'll put all these together, and then we'll work on the cover. The one that I used, the 1 cup or 2 from Snap Click Supply. Oh, that reminds me, this is Wednesday. They have their $1 sale on Wednesday. I've got to look at that today. They had this little frame, so I printed those out for my photo mats and just used the little stamp here in the center. That's from Stamps by Judith. I think it's Stamps by Judith and Heather now. I believe her daughter's joined her, but you'll find it. Some in the lighter pink with polka dots, and then some in kind of the grayish white tone. I like the pink ones better. They go with the paper collection better. And then I shrunk it down and printed some little tiny ones, and I cut out the center and printed that notebook paper and put it on in the center for my little journaling spots. I thought those were so cute. So I did a bunch of them. I did one in the grayish tones, like this, and it didn't look right with the graph paper, so I went over it with a Copic marker, and it turned out kind of orangey, so I might try another color over it and see if I like it better, but for now I'm not going to use this one because I don't want orange. It didn't really go with the pinks. So anyway, let's put our pages together, and then we've got our inserts here, and I have those cut out as well. So page 1. This is page 1. And we have the 2 flaps. Okay, this is our pocket right here. This is for the back side. This is going to go here. And then we have our 2 flaps, which go above, and I might need to trim that off a little bit. Let me check, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't. No, it looks like it's going to be okay. Okay, so we can glue these on. I like to glue them on before I put them on the base page. So let me trim off the little corners. And when you're inking these pages, make sure you go all the way around, and when you do the other side, get up here as well, because you will see a little bit of it, and you don't want it to be totally different than the rest. We're going to glue this down. Sit down there. Glue doesn't want to sit down. Okay, so we're going to put this right on here. Kind of center it up as best you can. It does look to me like it's hanging over just a hair. Okay, I'm going to trim it down just a little tad. There's my little paper trimmer, just to be safe. I hope I got it straight. I don't think I did. There we go. Now it's straight. And I'll re-ink that. I'd rather have it a little bit shorter. Not run the risk of it. Here's my vintage photo. I did all the edges in the vintage photo. I started, which one was it? I started using another one in the beginning, frayed burlap, and I didn't like it on this craft cardstock. I thought I would, but I didn't. A little nub right there. Bottom piece. better. Let's trim these. Miter these little dudes here. Okay. And we want to make it match the top. Just put it under. And boy, I tell you, I can lose everything. Phone folder, here it is. Okay. Now we have the two large pieces. So now I'm going to have to trim down that pink because I trimmed down the other. Never fails. And this one will be the same way. Wonder which one I had underneath. We'll put that one underneath. Okay, let's trim these up just a hair. And then we'll have to ink them as well. Okay. We'll put this one down. I got this light on. Might help if I turn that one on too. There we go. Gives us a little bit more light. You kind of got to be quick with this art glitter glue because it sets up pretty quick, but this goes on here. It's just a itty bitty border like that. And this is going to go in here. And I haven't decided on an embellishment for that yet to hold it close, but I'll come up with something as we get on down the road here with it. Okay. Now we'll open it and put these two pieces on the inside. Just see how quick these pages come together. Like I've said before on other albums, you probably spend more time cutting and inking than you do actually putting the pieces together. Because that's where a lot of your time goes. Once you get it all cut and inked, it's kind of like fast. There's that. And then this little polka dot. Then this can go on the page. Now on the back side is the little teapot. So cute. And that's just going to be a page for a photo mat. Here, let's put a little spot of glue inside this pocket here to hold that closed. We'll do that as we go along. Make sure our edges are down good. So there you go, guys. That's page 1 already. Is that glue or what? I don't know, but there's going to be an embellishment on it. So there's page 1. Okay, page 2. Oh, that's a light turquoise. Let's turn this upside down. Getting too many pages here. Okay. Okay, this one, here's all the little pieces for that. Did I cut a piece for the back of that? You know what, I think maybe I might have forgot to cut a piece for the back of this. I don't see anything. Alright, this is going to hook up on this end. Like this. Let me see, maybe is it too wide? No, not really. I thought it looked like it was, but it's not. Okay. So this time we'll put the glue here. And this will go right in here, evenly spaced like that. Yep. Make sure that's going to look right. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay. We can actually go ahead and put this one down. It's going to sit right there. Okay, and this goes on the back side, so we'll go ahead and put that down, then we'll add our little pieces. Now you can cut yours any size you want and leave whatever size of a margin you want, or a border I should call it. I just like a small one, very little. Sometimes I cut it wrong and I have a little bit more of a margin than what I want, but I try not to. Okay, and a little glue in here to seal that pouch up. Now we'll turn this over, and this goes in here like that. I got ink on my fingers. I was doing those frames this morning and doing the black around the edges. Okay, this is going to go here. And I don't see the other piece for the back. I didn't cut one. Oh, we'll put these two down and I'll pause a second and go cut a piece for the back. That's the worst mistake I make. We in good shape, kids. There's this. I'm gonna have to come out of my sweater too. It's starting to get pretty warm today. We're headed to good old Texas summer and it gets hot here. Okay, this one. Right there. Ta-da! And it fits. Okay. And this is going to go here and here. And then I had cut a little pocket. Take this sweater off. Oh my gosh. It's getting hot. Okay, I'm going to pause just a second here and cut a piece for the back side of that, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I cut another piece for this. I did switch this out. When we were doing it a while ago, I put the white and pink chevron on there, and I didn't like it. I just thought it was too much pink, because when it goes in the album, this is page 1 like this. When it turns over, it will be like this, and it was just too much pink. So when it opens, it'll be this way, so I put the chevron in here. And then, when this turns over, the plaid will be back here. So we'll put that down. Oh, come on. Don't mess with me now. Little glue bottle. I probably left the pen out too long. My fault. Okay, so we want some glue on here. We'll get this project done today, or this tutorial, so that I can get on to my next one. I have a new paper pad that is the cutest thing. I don't know if any of you know who Mary Englebright is. She's a graphic artist. Very talented lady. She does these little whimsical people and flowers and just the cutest stuff. She's written a lot of books, and I just love her style. And I found a paper pad of all places at Walmart that reminded me so, and it's not Mary Englebright, but it reminds me of her stuff, and I just love it. So I bought it, and I'm going to use it to make a folio. So this will turn over, and we'll have plaid here. You can see I like the plaid. I'm using a lot of it. This is going to go on this side, and then on the back side we will have a belly band. So we can put down on this side of page, this is page 3, and there's only 4 in this one, so it doesn't take too much. So this is, get it straight here, page 3. And we want to glue this little pocket. And this will be our belly band, and it's going to be on the chevron. And I have the teal stripe to go on there, and we'll put 3 or 4 photo mats behind it. Actually, I could take just a hair off of this. What do I do with my scissors? I think it could have just a hair off of it. Put a little bit more glue on it. And the puppies. Puppies in there squeaking. Okay, I don't need to keep this full length, I can trim it back. This was just a piece of the scrap. Cut off the ends of one of the envelopes. So, it will go down the center like this. Does that look straight? Pretty much. And we'll glue this down. And that'll give us a little space to tuck things behind it. Don't want it to have too much space there. Okay, now we can glue this down. Okay, and this will go on here. Oh, that doesn't look straight. Wait a minute. I thought it looked straight when I turned it over. I guess it shifted on me. Sound like little birds in there warbling, don't they? Okay, there's number 3. And then page 4 is the one with the staggered pocket. So we can go ahead and glue this down. Okay, there's that one. And then, let's punch a little bit of a thumb notch in there. I'll go ahead and glue it down first so it stays where I want it.
No, he didn't. He walked right past me. He looked. I thought he looked at me. He kept going. I was like,
Libby, video.
sorry.
She's getting carried away in there. Just a hollering and carrying on about school. Somebody forgot a video was in progress. Okay, and then the smaller pocket. Okay, and there's that one. Okay. Actually, I don't know if I'll be able to get that in there. It's so big. Oh, goodness. Need all this barking. We'll use the little one. That'll be perfect for this. I hope it's kind of center. Close enough, huh? Let's put a little ink on it. That's a little off center, but it'd be okay. Eyeball it as best we can. There's that one. That's a little bit better. Well, everybody's home now. It gets kind of noisy around here when all the troops are home. There we go. A little bit more on there. Oops. It's trying to get away from me. Okay, so this one will go on here. Like so. And then this one will be over here. And I need a piece of polka dot. Or a scrap piece of, to make this the same height. Here, I'll use a little piece of this. Oops. We'll use a little piece of this in here just to make it the same height. Scissors. There we go. We'll glue this on the back and glue it shut. It's just a scrap piece, but it'll make it the same depth as the other one, so it doesn't look like it's sitting in a sinkhole. There we go. Okay. And we'll put this right here. Okay. So then we're to the last side of the last page. And this little half page sits back there, and it tucks behind here, like that. So the glue goes, oops, didn't light her. Oh, Roxy must have left the puppies because they're having a fit. Okay. Make sure this is centered. Okay, fold that down. Burnish it. And there's our little teddy bears and teacups. Okay, now let's see which is which. This is the insert. And this goes here. You can close this up. And this goes on the back side. And the hearts. Okay, and this is the insert. And this one goes on there. Okay, there's that. Let's see if that'll go in there. Just a little wee bit. Okay, we'll come back and we'll put our photo mats and all of that on these. Okay, I am going to finish gluing down the pieces on the inserts, and then I'll be back and we'll put all this together. Okay, thank you guys. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I think we're ready to put this thing together. I went ahead and put the papers on the inserts. This is one of the doubles. I kept it the same on the inside. This is a single. This is another single. And this is the last double. Actually, this goes on the inside, like that. So, here is the folder. I went ahead and put the papers on it. I decided I wanted to have a magnet this time, and there's not enough overhang for a magnet to work, so I just punched out a piece of eyelet trim with the Martha Stewart punch and tacked that up under there so there was enough overhang to hold the magnet. And then I just did the whole inside the same paper. So we are ready to put our pages in the book. And then we'll go back and embellish them. This is page number 1. And they go in like a waterfall. Feel the magnets catch into this magnetic pad here. I normally like to start putting my pages in from the back, but because this is a waterfall, I want to make sure there is going to be ample space. So I may want to start from the front. This is page 2. We'll lay like so. So I don't want it to hang outside of the book. Page 3. will be about here, and page 4 about like so. So see, it just barely goes in. We can start from the back, but we'll have to go right close to the edge, and then there'll be just barely enough room to put your insert in here. Okay, so let's start gluing these little turkeys down. Here is page 1. Oh, the puppies are getting wild here. Mama's been outside for a while, and she must be back now. The kids took her outside for a while. Okay, so we're going to fold this one under. We're going to position it right where we want it, centerways, as much as we can. And lay this down. And you can see there's not a lot of space. That is the insert for the little one there. Make sure this is staying straight. Number 3. It's going to butt right up to it. And if you need to, you can kind of tuck it up under it just a little bit, just to give yourself some extra space. It won't hurt a thing. We need to make sure it's going to lay down there. Burnish it real good. Goodness, they're getting noisy, aren't they? And I do have a little envelope cut for here that's going to be the closure on there. And we'll do that in the embellishing part. This doesn't look like it's... I guess it is. Alright, let's get this. Oh gosh, wrong side. I'm telling you. Right here is where we want it. And this is going to go right here. We've got just enough room for page 1. And then we can go back through and add some little strips in here. And there's page 1. And on these you don't want them out of the corners, you want them to stay straight so that you can line them up perfectly. And this one goes right here. Just like that. Now, 2 clothespins. Just until it's got time to set up, because it's got all the other ones behind it pushing on it. So I'm going to lay that down there, and I will get all my embellishments cut out. I have quite a few of them. I'll get those cut out. We'll put the inserts in, we'll put the photo mats on, and I'll finish cutting these out and get them all inked, and then we'll be through. Okay, I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, let's wind this up. We've got our pages in the book. I decided to use a little hat from the collection as my stopper on the front, and then I took and put 3 of these little enamel dots that I had left from Stampin' Up! On the band. And when we open it, we will put one of the photo mats in there. And we will just glue it on 3 sides. And put it over to the side just a little bit. And then we'll put one of the little journaling spots up under there. And there's that. So we'll tuck this back up under the hat. Then we go to the other side, which is the teapot. And let's put one of the bright colored ones here. And we'll leave it open on this side. We'll put our little journaling spot up under the edge. We want to cover up our teapot all the way. Okay, this one has the little envelope, and I put it on a piece of craft card. I can't even think. And I left it open at the top, just enough to catch the lip of this, just like that. And that'll hold it in place. So we will glue that down. Just like that. And we'll pull this out. And we'll get, shall we do a dark or light? The dark. I like the dark better. So we'll leave it open for our journaling spot. There goes that one. Get it in a minute. Let me put this one here. So there's room for lots of pictures in this one. Lots and lots of pictures. We'll put a pink one there and a light one here. Now we go over to this side. I don't know what that is. Whatever that spot was, it's getting covered up, isn't it? I like the way these are cut, kind of whimsical. I'll put this under here. How about one of these light color? I always just don't like those. There's something, I don't know about them. They just leave me kind of cold. And we'll put this one down here. And let's put, oh, we're out of the red ones. We'll use the grayish white ones up under here. And I haven't cut any small ones for in there yet, but I will. See, that's open. Pretty good size. This would actually fit in there if I wanted to put it there. Okay. And then we can put, that one might not be so bad there. Kind of shows up on the brighter colors. And I need something small for these three. And this isn't going to show up here very well. I don't like that there at all either. We can put this one here with the bright pink one under it. Okay. So I did all but these two. I need to cut something small, 1, 2, 3, 4 places here. And for these two. Okay. Let me cut those out. I'll be right back and we'll put the embellishments on. Okay, time for embellishments. Got some little flowers and some leaves and some little words and teapots and teacups. Little ribbon and a bow. So we'll just put stuff wherever we think we want to put it. I think I'll put the little bow right there just because I think it's cute. And put it off to the side where I don't glue down. That way this is loose and you can put a photo under there. This is held by that, so we're good there. That one looks good. We did this one. Let's put, I like that little flower. Would I rather have the pink one on there? Yeah, I like that one. So we're just going to glue the bottom part of it so we don't keep them from putting a picture up under there. They can slide it right up under the flower. This one, how about, I don't like those words. Nah. But this little flower, and we'll stick a leaf under it. We'll give him a leaf. And we'll put him right over here. And the leaf doesn't have any glue on the bottom of it, so it'll be okay. And the little teacup looks cute there. I just want something on it to kind of dress it up. And put this right on the frame. But this part stays loose so they can put a picture under there. We've got these little flowers. I could put these. Those are kind of cute. I think I'll put those there. And maybe a little leaf under them. Oops, there's that one. opposite direction. Yes, it should. And let's have it go sideways. And this one. Oh my goodness, this dog is going to drive me crazy. Pepper, stop it! And there's that one again. Stop. Goodness gracious. Dog, dog, dog. Okay, let's put this little flower on here. We'll give it a leaf too. I'm just ad-libbing, guys. Just putting them wherever they go. And I did add a photo mat and a journaling, excuse me, a journaling spot to each one of those places. This one's done. I still didn't cut anything for this. What is wrong with me? Oh well. It can be done later. We're in no hurry, right? We need to get this done so I can get it posted for you guys, because some people have been waiting forever. And I don't mean to be so slow, but, you know, it says teddy bear tea, so I think I'll put the teapot up here. I don't want that there. Just that. And I think that might be it. I don't think we want the cup on there. Yeah. Well, maybe. Kind of looks cute. Okay, we'll do it. Talk myself into it. Okay, there's that. Okay, I think we're going to call it a day and call this a done deal. Oh, one other thing I meant to show you. On the front where I made the catch, I wanted it to be kind of stand out. Oh, I didn't print them big enough. I'd layered 3 of these, but they're not the same size as that. I thought I had it stretched out the same size, but that's okay. You can always layer 3 or 4 together and glue them on top of each other, but I didn't print the right size, so we won't do that. Okay, guys, that's it. That is the album. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate your being patient and sticking in there with me. It's been quite an adventure, but it's fun and I enjoy it. So, alright, I will talk to you soon. I will have a folio coming up pretty soon with that paper I showed you, or I talked to you about. It is so cute. So stay tuned for that one. If you haven't subscribed, be sure you do so you don't miss the future tutorials. Alright, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.